So this is a first order base on a desert planet. It's a mining camp, so you can see the Wookiees down here being forced to work in the mine, and the jail or prison is right there. Over here we have the cliff, or like a mountain wall. There's my custom turret, this turret. I think I've shown this in my first order army video. Then we have a spotter with his binoculars looking over the desert, and a sniper, flame trooper, overseeing the prisoners, and another guard. Down here we have two troopers just guarding and probably talking about that T-15 or whatever they usually talk about. And here there's my Gatling anti-air turret guarding the airfield behind them. And of course here there's a first order crewman with a hydro spanner, or I think that's what they're usually called, or a wrench. And he's fixing those fuel barrels, and there are some floodlights right there, so when it's night they can light up the airfield. And here we have a fuel dump, and there's also one over here on either side of this landing field. They're waiting for the cargo ship to arrive so they can put all this cargo they have forced the Wookiees to mine onto the cargo ship and ship it off-world. And this is the guy guiding down the cargo ship. And these are green, so the incoming ships can see the platform is clear. And here we have a lot of crew members scrambling to get the cargo out of the storage. First order crew officers telling them where to put it. Here we have the storage, and a crew member getting the boxes on these little cargo lids, or whatever you will call them. They're also seen here. Another one standing up against the wall there. And of course there is the mine itself. There is the prison for the Wookiees built into the mountain. Laser grids or doors or whatever. And a trooper guarding the control panel for the prison. You can see it's red, so the prison is locked. The Wookiee is working. He's drilling into the mountain. And that's the entrance to the mine. And you can see there's a Wookiee who is rebelling against being kept as a slave, of course, who wouldn't. And a first order trooper that's trying to get him in line, trying to get him back to work. And these guards looking on. Next is the power plant. This guy is guarding it. And let's just continue down here because the airfield continues. And there's a path down here, and of course, as you saw earlier, Kylo Ren's command shuttle with its wings folded inwards, its landing position. And here's an honor guard for Kylo Ren himself, who has come to inspect the base, and a general talking to him, maybe trying to calm him down. But sir, we're already working as fast as we can. You have to work faster. And of course, Stormtrooper Commander were walking right behind them. And here's another one of those crew members with those landing sticks. Then we can move on to the compound. This is the main, or the first building to enter. Up here is a command station. I kind of modeled it a bit after how the Starkiller base. If you look very closely, you can see there's a guy standing in there with a cup of coffee. Now going around the base. These are the barracks where the crew at the first order crew is sleeping. And here we have the command or communication center again, with two stormtroopers standing guard outside, and you can just see inside. You can see the guy with the coffee. Then we have this little walkway and a laser door or energy door with a knob to turn it on and off, and a walkway up to the command center. And what is this? It's a rescue mission by Poe Dameron. So while Kylo Ren was approaching in his command shuttle, the whole base was so flustered that they didn't even notice Poe Dameron sneaking up on the compound, and he's gonna try to get around and free the Wookiees. So, best of luck to your men. May the Force be with you. Well, there's one last building left. This is a sort of officers' hall. That's the entire base. It is, let's see, what is 16 of these tan base plates, 32 by 32 tan base plate. So it's the biggest thing I've ever built. I don't know how many pieces are in it. So this is how the base looks when I've taken off most of the rooftops. There's still the large hall. I'll take that rooftop off later. But for now, we can take a peek into the communication center. There's one of the base commanders eagerly awaiting, or fearfully awaiting, Kylo Ren's arrival for the status update. These are just the first order crew officers working at the computers. These are supposed to be screens, computer screens, and of course alert lights. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's because I want to cover this up. So I put these in to make some sort of cover, and they look like, well, alert lights. If the base go on code red and they start to flash. So, yep. Well, as you can see, this interior is yes, a tribute to Starkiller Base, or I just basically ripped them off and made the same interior, almost like with the officers' walkway, kind of like on the Star Destroyers, and then the communications officers or lower officers down here. Then you can also see how the doors are working. So that's the door, and these are the mechanisms for the doors. It's very basic. It was the only way I knew how to create a Lego door. So all the doors work like this. And then you can see here the hallway. Some First Order Stormtroopers are going into the Great Hall to greet Kylo Ren and take over from the Honor Guard. And then there's a crew member getting ready to take a break, turning in for shift. And there's a crew officer heading up the stairs up here, then continuing out to the platform up the stairs over here. Just remove the platform. It's the officers' lounge or whatever, where they can rest. So the beds are a bit bigger than the ordinary bunk beds in over here. You see those are just 2 studs wide, not very comfortable. These are 4 studs wide, so a bit more roomy. And there's also some computers in here, and an officer enjoying a glass of blue milk. Crew quarters, where the soldiers and crewmen are taking turns to sleep in shift. And these are just very basic bunk beds. You can see they can hang their helmets and put on their put up their rifles. And the same with the crew, can put on their helmets. And then there's I built this. Oh, you can see it over here. There's this. I can just move this out. There's this ladder they can crawl up on. So, whoops, and my helmet fell off. Oh well. And then over here there's a computer, so they can punch in for work or whatever. And a screen for receiving messages. And then over here the energy bunker, whatever you call it, powerhouse. The doors work in the same way. I just demonstrated in the command center, so you can open and close this. There is a crew member working the consoles down here, and he's keeping an eye on the the red crystals and the green crystals. And the whole idea is that this should, the more these move down, they can't move down, but the idea is to move more down, and then these energy discs connect with the crystals down here, and that creates energy or whatever, and then it's transported through the laser tubes or red tubes up here and distributed throughout the building and throughout these large connectors that connects it to the rest of the buildings. There are some decoration or detail, or what you would call it. Not a lot. I'm not used to doing wall details, so there's only a little. There's one more here, and then there's another crewman looking at some gauges, see if everything is alright. Of course, the guard outside the door, and then there is the storage facility. A crewman, first order crewman, is in to get some more of these boxes, so we can put them on the hover sleds, or whatever they're called, hover something. Now I will remove the roof, this one, so you can see the hall. So the roof has been removed. Now you can basically see to the other end where the stormtroopers is walking to meet up with Kylo Ren. And then there is the interior. There's a couple of troopers standing in here, just on guard. And then these pillars are what support the huge roof that was here. So of course these are connected usually to the roof, but I will remove them so you can get a better look. And then this is my attempt to make a First Order logo in tiles, red and black tiles. It turned out so-so. The outline here is kind of okay. The circle was hard to do. I hope I captured the shape properly. So, but I think it's the first time I've actually seen a floor where the logo has been like put into the floor. I haven't seen it something like that before, but if you have seen it, then post a comment and link to the video so I can see it. Maybe I can get some better ideas how to do this, but it's just a bunch of 2x2s and 1x1 tiles. Oh yeah, and also as you might have noticed, the walls are black on the inside. There's not much detail on them. I just kept them black. It was kind of dark, and I don't know. I was not sure what to put on the walls. But in here, I have actually tried to make some details. I have no idea if you can see it, but there are some tiles here. I brought this flashlight because behind here there actually are some clear red pieces. I have no idea if you can see them. I can see them, but I have no idea if they show up on the camera. You can also see all the tiles here actually put on the wall. I was foolishly enough to think that oh well, if I put the trans red tiles in here, you can see them a bit there, then they will shine out between the black tiles. But of course they don't, unless you actually shine a light on them. So so much for that idea, but now they're there. In a way, Last look at the logo, and then I'll zoom out. So that's the entire base interior. There is no interior for the mine. There's just there's the hallway over here. So I can try to shine a light in there. Just made a little bit of a hallway in there. It doesn't go anywhere, so. But hopefully Kylo Ren is pleased about the huge logo in the floor. I hope so. He's a whiny little brat, so yeah, get some more shots of this. But well, that is what I've been building. Anyway, this is the Brick Padawan signing off.